Hello everybody, the Camo Crusader for Christ here, welcoming you to day 19 of living this year without fear. I'm going to take a little bit of a different spin this morning, and I'm going to do some remembering. I can remember back 1970. I was a young boy. I lived here on the farm, and I don't remember having a fear of much of anything. I lived in a little trailer. It was probably about a 10 by 65. I had a little dog, and there were a couple other members of the family who lived along the road front to our small farm, and I can remember that we never locked the doors. I went to the woods all the time to play by myself. It's probably a quarter of a mile to half a mile from the road front up to the woods along the edge of the bean field or the cornfield, whatever we had planted. And I can remember that I had a little canteen, and I'd either have Kool-Aid in it or orange tang. And I'd have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I would take that up there with me, and I would go up and I would either swing on a grapevine. We had a couple of trees that had fell from one hill to the other, so it would go across the ravine, and I would balance across it, and I was always on an adventure up there. And one thing for sure, I always had my BB gun with me. That was like my American Express card. I never left home without it. And I was a crack shot with that little Daisy repeater. I can tell you that many a bird fell victim to it as I pretended that I was playing cowboys and Indians, or I was in a war situation from all the John Wayne movies that was on TV in those days. And I got to thinking, there's not many shows like that on the tube today for our kids and our grandkids to watch. Almost every cartoon has some kind of motive behind it. I've noticed that most of them have something like magic, something from almost like the occult, or there's a little bit of violence in it. We've managed to progress our way from a nation that lived without a lot of fear back in that time to today. Hardly anyone will go to bed without turning on either their alarm system or locking and bolting all the doors. But this morning, I had a chance to watch a movie that did bring back the tranquility of 1970. It's called The Secrets of Jonathon Sperry. I highly recommend this movie to you. It's not a new one, so it should be pretty easy to find. It's probably 7 years old. My grandson and I watched it this morning, and I figured that he would not stay interested in it. After I turned it on, I thought, this won't last long, because he only watches cartoons pretty much, and most of those are filled with a lot of action, like Hulk and the Agents of Smash or something like that. But much to my surprise, he watched almost all of it this morning before he went out to get on the bus. He took it in, and not only did he take it in, but he understood all the principles that it was trying to teach. I liked how Mr. Sperry tried to introduce the kids to reading their Bible. He asked them if they had ever read it before, if they'd ever read in the Gospel of John about Jesus. They said, "Oh no, we know about that book. It's filled with a lot of things that we're not allowed to do or we shouldn't do. It's telling us, that these things are not, that we're not supposed to do them." And it made it sound like it's not fun. And he thought for a minute, and he told him, he said, "Well, it does mention things like that, but what it says is, you're not supposed to lie." But he said, think about it. Do you like it when people don't tell you the truth and they mislead you? And the kids thought for a minute, and they shook their head. And then he said, it also tells you not to go about stealing things. Yeah, it says not to do some things, but think about this. Do you want people taking your things from you and stealing them? And they said, "No, sir." And he said, see, it's really about the good things in life. It's about how to live this year without fear, basically. But it's all about good things. It's about how to have a happy way of life, not about the things that you're not supposed to do, but what will in turn make you happy. And they got that principle. And you know, there's a lot more things that I'd like to share with you about that movie, all of the great principles that he deals with in that book with the kids. But I don't want to spoil it for you. I would like for you to watch The Secrets of Jonathon Sperry. I highly suggest that you do this, and if you do, it'll give your mind a freedom for 90 minutes from fear, unless that is you have a fear of tearing up easily. Because if you do, that just might happen, because it's that kind of a movie. It'll make you feel good. May you continue to be protected and guided by the Word of God as you walk and live your life each day. And this is the Camo Crusader for Christ saying, God bless you, and you have a great day.